So hi everybody. For this video, I want to talk about writing. And I myself am a published author, so I've always loved to write as far back as I can remember, at least, after I learned to write, I've always loved to write. And I want to talk about how I'm starting to feel that over the past few years, I've kind of taken the fun out of writing for myself. And I'm really starting to regret that. And I think the reason that I've kind of taken the fun out of it is because I started getting this idea from, the world. I think really kind of gave me this idea that certain kinds of writing just aren't important. Like, I had the impression that, stuff that's just for fun or, considered fluff isn't important. And, fiction in general, I kind of always got this impression or just heard people say outright that it really wasn't that meaningful or important, and that, the nonfiction is really what touches and changes people's lives and stuff. And I think I bought into it, not necessarily consciously, but I think subconsciously I started feeling like what I was writing wasn't important enough, which some of the things that I've had the most fun writing are just fiction pieces that either have like a silly kind of humor or some kind of like a dark kind of humor, because I tend to have both kinds of that humor in myself. I can be silly and childlike, and that comes out in the stories I've written for kids, obviously. And then there's also kind of like a darkly humorous, cynical, nihilistic, I guess, kind of humorous side of me. And that comes out more in obviously writing for at least, teens or older. I don't write dark stuff really much for kids unless it's like, kind of scary, but not really, really scary. But for the last few years, I haven't really written much fiction. And I think a lot of it was because, unfortunately, I bought into this idea that, fiction doesn't matter. And when I look back on the books that really changed my life or mean the most to me, I started realizing that they're almost all entirely fiction. I mean, there are a few here and there nonfiction books that I felt really changed my life or really meant a lot to me. But overall, fiction definitely touched me more than nonfiction did. And I'm starting to see that maybe just, providing a laugh or an escape from their problems to someone, maybe that is much more important than it gets credit for. I mean, because if you take someone who, has had a bad day or a bad week or a year or bad lifetime, and, you can tell them a story and it makes them laugh and it makes them forget, their own troubled existence, and it lightens the burden off of them. I mean, that's probably one of the most important things you could do for people in this world. So I want to say today that I am determined to put the fun back into my own writing, and I don't care, if other people think that some of the stuff I write is silly or crazy or, anything like that. I don't care if they think it's fluff or not important, because to me, if I can make myself happy in what I write, and I can even make others briefly happy with what I write, then I think that's enough to be satisfied with. And I'm really sorry that I kind of bought into this whole belief that, fiction doesn't matter. And I just want to say, like I said, I don't think I consciously bought into it, because if I had known it was conscious, I would have kind of logically thought it through and realized, that's stupid. But unfortunately, a lot of things that are said around us can kind of, get into our subconscious, and we believe them on some kind of level because we haven't examined those beliefs. So, I don't care if people think, romance or humor or kids' books or young adult books or whatever. I don't care if people think those are fluff. Because if I enjoy reading and writing them, then that's what I'm going to do, because it makes me happy and hopefully it'll make other people happy. So if you happen to like to write and, you've kind of dealt with this sense of pressure, I guess, or even self-pressure, feel free to comment and tell me kind of how you dealt with it. And if you are a reader and you've kind of had people make you feel bad about the kind of books you like to read, whether they're romance or comics or whatever, um, just don't let it get to you, first of all. Realize that if it makes you happy, that's really what's most important. But feel free to share kind of how you feel about people who have made you feel that way. So I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good day. Bye.